Hi, today I'm going to do an unboxing and flip through of the Muse Tarot. This is created by Chris Ann and published by Hay House. So I'm very excited. I don't know why I suddenly had a change of mind about this deck, because this deck wasn't something that I was interested in for the longest time. And I don't know what happened, but I think I was looking at, which I also have here, the Lightseers, which is also created by Chris Ann. And I looked at this and I don't know, maybe I saw it in a reading or I saw it on Instagram somewhere, but I just was very interested in this deck suddenly. So I decided to get it. So it comes in I really like this size of a box because it perfectly fits the deck and a little booklet, and I can actually store it in the box like this. I don't have to keep them in a bag, which I don't mind, but I prefer this when I can just keep the box and keep the cards in the box. So it comes with a little booklet, and it has the same image on the front of the booklet as on the box. And for every card, you have keywords, a prompt, which I don't really understand prompts. Maybe there's something that I am missing here. I have read the booklet, but maybe I kind of missed it or something. And then it has, it is something about the card, but it's kind of poetic. And even though I love words and I love language, I'm not really a poetic person. However, something that comes with this deck is the musetarot.com, and there you can find poems and meditations for all of the cards, which I find really interesting. This is not something that I knew when I bought the deck, but I read the website in the booklet, and I think it is really cool, and I really like the meditation. I think that there is something that you can, I don't know, I think that there's a great use for that. Maybe if there's some energy you'd like to manifest, then you pick out a tarot card that goes with that and you do a meditation on that while manifesting. That is one of the uses that I just thought of. Okay, so let's go to the cards. This is what the backs of the cards look like. I really like this minty green color. Yeah, I think it's sort of like minty green. So the artwork in this deck is like, how do you call it? Like photos, collage. I'm gonna zoom you in. It's like collagey, and I really like it. So this is the full. I like that you can see here that it seems like they've already come a long way and they're still going. I know that this is the full and it's the start of the journey, but I don't know, with the ladder here, or it seems like there's a safe way down, or you can take a risk and take the leap. There are multiple things that you can see with this card. So yeah, then we have the Magician. You can see that she's like connected to the universe. They have the resources and they are ready to create or to help you with inspiration, help you with manifestation, all that kinds of stuff. I really like that. I don't know if I'm gonna go really in depth with every card. Oh, I really liked this High Priestess. You can see that her third eye is shining, so you can tell that this is about spiritual connection, about intuition. You have the moon here to do with intuition. I really like this card. You can tell that there's some knowledge to be gotten here. With the Empress, this is one of the cards that, though I think it is really pretty, I am having a little bit of trouble to connect to the meanings of the cards, but I do guess we have nature here. I do think Empress is associated with Venus, so to me that's also connected to nature. I don't know if the Hood was hiding this and now she's revealing it, and there's infinite possibilities because we do have the planets here, and it does seem to go on infinitely. So there's infinitely possibilities, but I do see this card more as a creation. So you could almost see this as the creation of the universe maybe. Then we have the Emperor. I really like that we have the mountains, the rocks here, and they also seem to be having like a rock or be wearing a rock. So this almost feels like they are a rock, they are a steady leader for these people here. And these people, some seem to be knowing what they're doing and some seem to be lost a little and looking up to the emperor who can kind of be their leader. And I really like that idea. We have the Hierophant, and again we have a couple of different things that you can see here. We have, of course, the large statue here, which I think is the Hierophant, where you can gain knowledge. And you can see here that there's this figure walking towards this. And what I typically associate with the Hierophant is something like tradition. So it could be the tradition of this person to each year, or I don't know, whenever, to walk towards this statue. We also here have this little figure that maybe also is lost and is looking for something spiritual or something traditional to connect to, because the Hierophant can also associates with religion. It's people searching for a higher purpose and going towards this figure who maybe can help them with that. With the Lover's card, I always see this as a deep connection and as well as duality. So we do have this duality here. We have the two flowers here. Then we have the angel wings here. We have the two people. So there's definitely something about duality, making a decision, and probably also a deep connection between these two. Sometimes in some cards I feel like there's a little bit too much going on, that I can't really pick out any symbols, or that it's really hard to be kind of intuitive with the meaning. And this is one of the cards that I have that trouble with. Then we have the Chariot, and this is more about control, about determination. They are really handling and controlling all of these horses, all of these forces to go the same way. That takes determination, that takes strength. Oh, I forget what chakra is here. I do believe it's the solar plexus. I really hope I have that correct. So you can even connect chakras to this card. Then we have the Strength card. I think this is really pretty. It's really clean. I think you can even get some more meanings with the pyramid here in the back, knowing that the pyramids are something that is really, I don't know, I think the pyramids are kind of majestic, because I think it's so mysterious on how they were created, because they are so huge. And as far as we know, back then, they didn't really have any machinery, any way to get them built, basically, with the large bricks that they used. So we have the lion. Is this a moon or the sun? It looks like a moon. So it looks like intuitively the lion knows that they need to listen to them. But also it seems like they are holding sort of a rope, but it's not a rope, it's dots. And you can see the infinity symbol here in their hand. And she's really tamed the lion, and they seem to be on a journey together. Then we have the Hermit. I really like this too. You can tell that they have already been on their way, and they are, you can't really tell if they just took a break because they wanted to take a break and they purposely went here to meditate, to do something spiritual in that way, or if they've come a long way and they are lost, they don't know where they are going and they need some guidance that way. So it could really be different options here. Then we have the Wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune. Like, I sort of get it. We have the moon phases here, so it's a journey and maybe a turning point. Usually I see this as a card that is lucky, but also that indicates some sort of turning point, some change of luck maybe. Then we have Justice. Again, this is one of those cards that I find very hard to look at because it feels so overwhelming. We do have the two hands here. We have this face breaking up or breaking open to reveal this face, and then this face is also breaking open. So it's almost like there's, I don't know, I feel lies come to mind. I also always think of karma with the Justice card, and we have going towards the light and going towards the dark, and this person seems to be heading towards the light. So that is something that I'm seeing. I don't know, I find this image in particular also very overwhelming. Oh, I really like this. I don't know why the eye is here. Maybe it also has to do with the third eye, or just looking at things from another perspective. It does seem like they went to hang here voluntarily, to voluntarily take a pause, to surrender to what is, and to look at things from a different perspective, to find a different way to move on. And we also have like a little doorway here, and it seems to go to like a universe or something. We have the death card. This is a moth. I do believe the moth is a symbol for transformation. We have two people here, and then we have a darker looking person here. So again, there's a lot going on. I don't find this particular image, like I see enough. Oh, there's also a face here. I see enough in the card to know that it's about death and transformation, and that it might not be easy. We have a spider web here, but yeah, this is one of those cards that I would listen maybe to the poem to, or something like that. But again, very overwhelming. Temperance. I don't really have much to say. It's moderation, it's balance, it's evening things out. That is what I associate with temperance. This is not an image that I find very intuitive to read. Again, a little strange, but when you see here, I feel like this is the devil and this is who they are controlling. We do have the lines going up, like a lot of red, making me feel passion, but then we also have the cooler green minty tones here. So there is a balance regarding that. Yeah, there's definitely something with temptation here, bondage, something like that. Tower. I really like this card. You can see that she is standing, or they. I don't like to. I'm really trying to be gender neutral here. They are standing on a rock, and that seems to be the only stable, not crumbling part here. And it seems like they are evoking the crumbling to happen. That is what it looked like here. Oh, we do have a person falling here. We have the star. I think this is a really pretty image. This is really a star about hope. You can see she has her hands together. She's clutching a star, I think. She's really holding on to hope and looking forward and looking for ways to move forward. That is what I see in this card. We have the moon, looking to higher powers, looking towards your intuition, maybe towards other people's intuitions, other people's spiritual connection. I think this card is also very pretty. The sun, you can tell here, she's taking a pause, or they are taking a pause and really trying to go with the vibrations of the positivity of the sun. I think that is really cool. I really like this card is not called Judgment, but Awakening, because Judgment was a card that I struggled with for a long time, but now I see it more as a spiritual awakening or a realization of your purpose or some sort of realization about your life. And I really like this card for that. And we have the World Cosmos. So I don't know why it's called the World Cosmos. I haven't really read the guidebook for every card. But yeah, it's like the completion of your goals. It seems like they have just walked, or they are like coming out of the ocean, it looks like. So they have maybe accomplished their goals. They have completed the circle and are where they need to be, or they are ready for the next adventure. Okay, I'm gonna try and speed through the wands a little bit more. Oh, also, this card or this deck doesn't have wands, cups, swords, and pentacles, but for wands it is inspiration. For cups, it is emotion. For sword, voices, and for pentacles, materials. That is also something that at first I didn't really know if I would like, but now that I have it and I have already looked through the cards, I do think it makes a lot of sense. And I think that this is a great deck for healing. I think this is a great deck for love readings, but mostly for self-realization and like those sorts of readings. So the Ace of Inspiration, the start, the getting of the idea, the generating ideas, and generating creativity. I think this is really cool. I don't know. This is a card that has popped up already like 3 or 4 times for me. So I guess that has a significant meaning for me. You can tell here they are starting their journey, they are looking ahead, they are planning ahead for what is to come. And here they have gone on their journey. I really like the dominoes here because it makes me think of the domino effect of every step that you take will get you closer to an outcome. Sometimes it's not the outcome that you want it to be, but you are going on a journey and there's a lot of possibilities here. Then we have the Four of Inspiration. This is more about community, finding a stability, finding a stable community, finding a stable home life. They seem to be in the middle of nowhere, but they don't care. They have a connection with the universe. They have a connection with themselves. They look like they are grounded, and I really like that. Usually this is like a celebration. That is also what you can see in the Four of Inspiration. The Five of Inspiration, there seems to be like a disconnect between these people, but it looks like if they were just to collaborate, then things will fall into place a little more. This could also, because they do seem to be like the same person, this could also be some inner conflict, that there are things about yourself maybe that you're not seeing. You have the Six of Inspiration, recognition, pride, the ego even, but mostly recognition. I think this is a beautiful card. The Seven of Inspiration, I think this is to do with like more setting boundaries. And I think that that is a really beautiful card to show it with. The Eight of Inspiration, movement, going faster, momentum even. I think that this is also a really cool card. Nine of Inspiration, I think this is really beautiful. And it looks like they have already gone through a lot. And it's more about taking the next couple of steps. I think this is really cool because usually what you see with the Ten of Wands, which this is, you see or you think of burdens. And yeah, there is some sort of burdens, there's some sort of hard work that needs to be done. But the advice that usually comes with the Ten of Wands is to be able to delegate so you don't have to do it all alone. And that is precisely what has been done here. The work has been delegated partly. It doesn't mean that you don't have to do still your part, but there has been some delegation here, and I think that is a really cool interpretation. You have the Page of Inspiration, the Knight of Inspiration. I think this is really cool. The Queen of Inspiration, really beautiful. And then the there are no kings in this deck, but there are muses. So this is the Muse of Inspiration. Again, I think you can get so much out of this card. I think it's really cool. So, the Suit of Cups, we have the Ace of Emotions. I think this is beautiful. You can really see the connection here. Yeah, really cool. Oh, this is such a beautiful card. Community, Four of Emotions, Five of Emotions, the Six. Oh, looks really like they are longing to their childhood. They're holding on to their past. Seven of Emotions, more illusions or a lot of options. This was me when I was young and I went to look for a goldfish when I had to choose one. Eight of Emotions, letting go. I really like that this seems to be like, oh, I don't know if it's called a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse in English. I know what it is in Dutch, but yeah. Nine of Emotions, really cool. And we have the Ten of Emotions. I don't know if I really like this card. I don't really like whatever this is, but oh well. Page of Emotions, Knight of Emotions. This is so beautiful. There's such a deep meaning here that she's walking here through the ocean. I don't need to put it so close because it won't focus. Yeah. And then we have the Muse of Emotions. Really pretty. Now we go into the Suit of Voices, which is Swords. I like that her hair is so multicolored here. I really like this card too. I also really like this interpretation. You can tell that there are struggles going on, but it's not as hard as seeing a heart with three swords in it. So I really like this interpretation. Four Voices, you can really tell that this is more about about self-care and taking some time for yourself. That yeah, there are people who need you maybe or who want your help, but it's also good to help yourself first. Yeah, this is a card that I find a little bit confusing, so I will listen to the poem of this. Like I said, I'm not really someone who is very poetic, but for some of these where I have trouble finding... Look at this. I mean, I think it's cool with the foxes because I feel like foxes are a symbol of trickery, and that is something that I associate with this as the Seven of Swords, but still. I think this is also a beautiful card. And this one, it's not as harsh You definitely get that there are some worries and some things that they are thinking about, but it's not like laying in bed and having a bunch of swords over your head. So we have the page, the knight. I like that the knights so far have all just been horses. I'm not really a horse person, but I can appreciate horses. Queen, and then here we have the muse. So now we go into the last suit of materials or pentacles. I appreciate that there's still a lot of the original symbology in here, but there's also enough like new symbols that you can really tell the meaning of the card. In some cards, even easier than in the original Rider-Waite-Smith, and in some ones a little bit harder. I think this is also a beautiful card. I really like this card. I think it's really pretty. I love roses. Then we have the page, the knight, the queen, and the muse. So now that I've finally shown it on camera, I can finally shuffle it. I'm really excited to see how it shuffles. Yeah, it shuffles beautifully. The cardstock, by the way, it's matte, and I think this is actually perfect cardstock because the deck isn't too thick. It's really easy to shuffle like this. So let me shuffle a couple more times like this. Yeah, I think this is the perfect cardstock. It's matte, so it shuffles easily, and it's not flimsy, but it's also not like as sturdy as the Modern Witch one, which I can't shuffle overhand like this. Let's see if I can overhand shuffle this. No, I cannot. Doesn't mean that nobody can, because my hands are a little I struggle with my hands physically. So let's see. Yeah, I can shuffle them like that because I do want some reversals in there. So okay, let's see if there's a spread in here we can use. Got this one right here. This is 3 card, and I call it what, where, how. What one thing needs your attention? Where is your focus best spent? And how does this one thing help you with your current situation? This spread is from the Mermaid Tarot deck. So let's see, what one thing needs your attention? 3 of Inspiration in reverse. Let's see, okay. The thing that needs your attention right now. I think the journey ahead, you maybe are being blocked. Maybe there's some issue with you planning, getting your organization right. So that seems to be your attention. I will read the guidebook too, but this is just my first intuition, my first interpretation. So the thing that needs your attention, the journey ahead is what I would say, and the planning of the journey ahead. So where is your focus best spent? The Star, having home, your attention or your focus is best spent on looking at the bright side of things, looking at the hope, and knowing that that there's something beautiful for you on the other side. So let's see, how does this one thing help you with your current situation? Oh, okay, everything fell. How does this one thing help with your current situation? I have the 2 of Inspiration reversed. So it seems like you don't even know, or some of you don't even know what path you want to be on, period. And it stopped recording. So once you know what path ahead you want to take, it starts easier for you to plan, or maybe you can think of all the possibilities. Don't focus on the negativity, but focus on the possibilities. What are your possible opportunities? What are all your possibilities? And kind of plan ahead for those, or think about what that could be for you. And then you can really start going on your journey. yeah, really look at what it is that you want. Be hopeful, be optimistic, because there is probably more possible than what you think is possible for you and in your life. So yeah, I really like that reading. That is definitely the sort of reading that I thought I would get with this deck. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shuffle it a little bit more, then put it back in the box, and I will definitely do a pick a card reading with this deck. Because I don't know, I get really strong, positive, uplifting and healing vibes from this deck. So I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. Do you have this deck? What are your thoughts on this deck? Anything you want to let me know, please let me know. Let me put the box next to it like that. So yeah, if you want to see more deck flip throughs, but pick a card readings with all my decks as well, then definitely subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you here. You can also book a personal one-on-one tarot reading with me through the links in the description box. I just want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.